Welcome back to another video where I will shed some light on an important subject. The welfare checks as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. As some of you already know, I graduated from the University of Florida with a degree in economics and a minor in information technologies. Since then, I have become a software engineer working in applications with secure data, such as PHI, protected health information, and sensitive financial data that was similar to the data being handled in the Equifax breach. That is why I am uniquely qualified to talk about this issue. When the government announced it would be paying out money to citizens, people were not asking the right questions. We were following what some European nations were already doing. If you look at what nations were handing out money to its citizens, we are talking about socialist nations such as France, Norway, and the Netherlands. This makes sense, as it is their government style. However, the United States is a capitalist society where we do not hand out a percentage of people's income, let alone hand out money to citizens. Controlling and distributing income is more in line with the communist nations than with us. Instead of asking why, to begin with, which I will get to, people were asking why they weren't being given more money. Seeing as $1,200 per person, or less in some cases, could hardly go a long way. And those people are not wrong. The USA's GDP is 20.54 trillion in 2019, with a population of give or take 328 million. Quick math gives us roughly $63,000 if you divide GDP by population. So you can see the money that is being given out is a small percentage per person, especially when you factor in kids and unemployed. Kids, receiving less money, and same with unemployed. Now, I will answer the why question. The government is using the welfare money as a means to control. How are they doing this? It's very simple. By marking your account so they can monitor your every financial transaction. And giving you this small amount of money, there was a flag attached to it. Anyone in programming knows that any transaction over their net is stored in packets of data that contain header information and can be read by other users without your knowledge. Once this flag is in your account, they can see all your transactions. If you receive direct deposit, then the IRS has added such a flag in that transaction, right? That's because that's online. You're probably wondering, well, if I received a check by mail, I should be fine then. Wrong. Attached to every check is a memo with Trump's signature, and that is how they can identify specifically when the $1,200 went into your account, so that it would not be confused with potentially another $1,200 deposit that you may have made. And with access to the SADI server, which stands for Secure Accumulated Data External Server, it's the encryption server all banks use to secure online payments, the government can find the flag with the Trump memo. If you're wondering where all this data is going, let me first explain how data is stored if you don't know. Your online data doesn't exist in some magical internet space. All data being sent must ultimately be stored on a server. And if you aren't familiar with what a server is, there is a physical machine storing your data. A server is a physical machine. It can be your computer, for instance. Now, your data has been flagged and received by the SADI server, and is then sent to the largest server providers in the world: Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. How do you think they know what you've been buying and what ads to send you? It's another way that these big corporations and the government are able to control consumerism. And as if this wasn't enough, the welfare check at face value was already pretty bad. The money you received was an excuse for the government to extend your stay-at-home orders. While you were at home living off the money, they took away your rights to essential businesses, parks, and other regular activities. What do you think is going to happen when there's a second wave of coronavirus? They will wait for most Americans' accounts to get low, thanks to the SADI server, and then miraculously send you another stimulus check. This is so that they can save you, when really more Americans are going to be feeding right out of the hands of the government. When they are finally done shaping society, they will open things up and call it the new normal. People are going to be so excited to leave their house, they won't even be asking what happened to their rights. Always be skeptical and ask why. Thanks for watching.